Put your hand up in the air and take a look at your fingers. Each one has a specific purpose that the others can't really fulfill. So to ask which finger could you live without is a tough question. Well, I did an informal survey of the chancery staff, which was about as helpful as it was scientific, but the prevailing answer was the middle finger. Now, no one really wanted to live without it, but they decided that it was the least helpful, and perhaps not having it would maybe keep them from using it for the wrong reasons. However, even at that, that long middle finger is pretty essential for gripping things and for picking things up. Well, when a man serves as a priest in the church, he can't pick and choose who his priesthood is for. The Catechism of the Catholic Church says that a priest has the task not only of representing Christ, but also of acting in the name of the whole church when presenting to God the prayer of the church, and above all, when offering the Eucharistic sacrifice. And so just as considering which finger you could live without is an unreasonable ultimatum, we rightfully should want them all, the Catholic Church by its very nature, and even by its very name, Catholic, which means universal, was given by Christ to the world for the salvation of all women and men. Even in the Mass itself, the prayer is not just for those present. As Eucharistic Prayer 3 indicates, in your compassion, O merciful Father, gather to yourself all your children scattered throughout the world. I don't think that's merely a geographical statement. A priest, then, and those called to be priests, must be willing and able to be a bridge between God and his children, to bring Jesus to people and people to Jesus, as it's sometimes said. If a priest is to act in persona Christi capitis, in the person of Christ the head, then he must be constantly attentive to and concerned for the body that goes with that head, and all of the body, to the very last finger. So a priest can't say, well, I don't go to nursing homes, or I don't minister to people who don't speak my language, withholding the benefits and graces of the faith from someone because of something that was not their choice. Neither can he decide not to be a priest for those who have chosen to distance themselves from the church. For example, by cohabiting, or by being incarcerated, or by choosing to live a homosexual lifestyle. Granted, there may be times in that person's life where he or she can't or shouldn't receive the sacraments, or officially represent the Catholic Church, and the priest may be the very person to ensure that. But a priest can't close the door on certain people or groups of people because of his anger, frustration, or fear, especially at the very moment when their actions may be crying out for the church's love and help. As I meet some terrific boys and single men in our diocese, one of the qualities that sticks out to me is a person who wants to be of service to others. He's already living out the spiritual and corporal works of mercy, instructing, advising, comforting, feeding, clothing, sheltering. When I encounter such a man, I can't help but think, if he has this great of concern for the body of Christ, then perhaps Christ is calling him to not just help his body, but also to act in the person of his head.